Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're playing this video. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to be going through my whole month meal plan for the month of March and really honing in on where I get new recipes for every month. If you like this sort of thing, then click that subscribe button and stick around for more inspiration to come. I myself was feeling quite inspired as I picked up my seldom used watercolor set to create the template for this month's meal plan. It was frugal February when I did that, so I actually couldn't go out and buy a new 2023 calendar. So I picked up my creativity by its bootstraps and got to work. Now, when I look at it, I am proud of it, not just because I like how it looks, but because I know it's filled with meal ideas that will bring joy to my family. I really want to challenge you this month to step outside your comfort zone, to make dinners beautiful. Whether it be having good conversation or lighting a candle, pulling out good table settings or cloth napkins, or simply planning more intentionally delicious meals. I dare you to take that next step and see what it does for your home. All right, without further ado, let's just get into all that inspo. So we have this little guy here. He's going to be joining us because he decided to wake up from his nap early. That's a big yawn you got there, I know. So he'll be joining us, but I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the menu items on here that are new to me this month and then how I found them. And so hopefully through this, you're going to be learning about different resources that you can be following, and that way you can kind of have help in your own journey. Let's talk about kind of going through the calendar chronologically. So the first recipe that is new to me is the kale, white bean, and grape salads. So this one was by Hailee, and that is a blogger on Instagram that I found, and she actually posts all of her recipes on her website. And so then I end up pinning all of these recipes that I enjoy from her website onto my Pinterest. And so all of these new recipes that I'm showing you every single month, you're gonna find the links to these recipes below in my description box. And then from there, you can click on these links and they will take you to the wonderful websites and blogs that I get these recipes from. So first, when I'm making a meal plan, I look at Pinterest and kind of fill in the gaps with all the meals that I've been wanting to try on Pinterest. Now, being March, I will let you know on the hint that I already have a board on Pinterest that is being built for April. So once I come across a new recipe, and let's say it's March 7th or 10th, or we're in the middle of the month, and I start looking at these recipes, I'll start adding those recipes to my April meal plan board on Pinterest. That way, when I go to actually make the April meal plan, then I can actually have those ideas set there for me. So I use Pinterest heavily in my meal planning. It also just keeps all of my recipes organized. So Hailee is a really fun resource. Personally, I love her Instagram reels and her YouTube shorts that show how she makes things. I'm just excited to make this salad because I feel like we have taco salad, we have Caesar salad, but I don't really make any other creative salads. And so this was kind of one that seemed pretty doable for me. The thing that's going to be different is I will be making a homemade dressing with that, and I never make homemade dressing. So if you're a master at making homemade dressing, comment below your method because I would love to know. The second one I found on Pinterest, and it is the chicken pot pie noodles. So you guys know I make my own chicken pot pie. I will put a little blurb up here that you can click on if you want to learn how I make my chicken pot pie. But I wanted to find a new way to kind of like make a variation of it. And I was seeing on Pinterest that people were making kind of like these chicken pot pie skillets. So they'll use all the same ingredients, but they'll add egg noodles, and that way it's kind of like almost a pasta dish, almost a stroganoff, but it's chicken and it has those vegetables, so it's like just really hearty and delicious. So I'm excited to try that. And then the next meal, I actually started listening to this podcast, and it's called, what is it called? I always call it the What's for Dinner podcast, but that is not the name. It is Come Over for Dinner. So if you go on any place that you find podcasts, type in Come Over for Dinner, and I believe Canon Press is the one that publishes it. And if not, then it's just the people, it's the same realm of people that publish from Canon Press. But those people put on this podcast, and I've been listening to it, and it's so fun to listen to. I imagine that the same reason why you listen to me about cooking and meal planning planning is the same reason why I listen to them, because I just get such inspiration about things in the kitchen through that podcast. And it's basically just church ladies talking to each other about their favorite hosting meals that they make when people come over and how they do it and different techniques they're using. And I'm just like so inspired by that podcast. My friend Katie recommended it to me, and ever since it has become like a regular thing that I'm listening to in the background while I'm cooking dinner. So I'll have my husband take the kids downstairs, I'll put on my podcast, and I'll start cooking. So it's just really relaxing to listen to and like kind of just hear ladies chatting about cooking and their different methods in the kitchen. So anyway, so one of the recipes that was there was like a creamy meatball. You can kind of find that on the podcast somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to be using a certain rendition of creamy Swedish meatballs with potatoes. So basically it's going to be adapted from the recipe that they shared there, but that was like the huge inspiration. And so cooking podcast is a whole new world for me. Getting into that, maybe I can find more. So if you know of any, let me know in the comments. But I think that that's a fun thing to listen to. And I'm definitely up on the cooking YouTube because obviously that's what inspired me to start my YouTube. I watch the WODs. You guys know that that is my favorite for cooking inspiration. She always cooks her week's meals there and her baking times. She always films. And so I just get so many recipes and inspirations there. And then another one that I watch is Adeline Zook. And she has a lot of meal prep videos, which is super, super helpful for me to just think ahead about like what things I can be making in bulk and making, you know, in the beginning of the month and then storing all throughout the month. So I really appreciate her videos. There's so many others. I'll try to link them in the description, the ones that I can think of. But yeah, like listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, you guys are already up on it by watching my videos. And if you like my videos, then you will like these other videos. Now, I grew up with my favorite channel on television that I would watch with my parents being Food Network. So of course I had my kids shows, but if I was gonna watch a show with my parents, I would ask them if they could put on Food Network because it was kind of that middle ground where they liked it, I liked it, and I just learned so much through watching these professionals cook. And so obviously you can do that as well. One of the channels that I like on YouTube for cooking inspiration is Six Sisters Stuff. And they're just really a sweet family. They have 6 sisters and they all come on and share recipes. And one of them was cordon bleu casserole. I think it's called cordon bleu. I might be saying that wrong, but anyway, so that casserole just looked so yummy. It has like a stuffing topping and obviously, you know, chicken and ham, broccoli definitely, and then cheese. And then you put the stuffing mixture on top. And I was like, wow, that seems so flavorful. So I'm all up in that. So that was really good. And then on Pinterest, I found another recipe, which I am excited to try, but I am doubtful that it will taste as good as authentic gyros. When I lived back east, I remember all throughout my childhood, I called them gyros. And then I moved out here to the West Coast and people were calling them euros. So I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but anyway, I'm gonna say euro just to be a little bit more true to my current climate. And so anyway, I'll be making slow cooker gyros with sourdough naan. I started making sourdough naan and it turned out so great. I really think this is something that is gonna be an easy way for me to get bread on the table if I ever need a bread. Sometimes like if you're making soup or something and you want bread on the side, but you don't have like 12 hours for your sourdough to proof, you can just do the sourdough naan and it takes 2 hours to proof. So you mix it up and then you let it sit on the counter during the afternoon, and then by dinner time you can fry them up and they're ready to go. So super quick, but definitely delicious. And in naan recipes they use Greek yogurt, but I actually hardly ever have plain Greek yogurt on hand, so I used sour cream and that tasted great. So I'm sure you'd get more flavor if you used the Greek yogurt, but it was still really good. So I'm excited to try them, but again, I'm kind of doubtful that they're gonna taste like authentic gyros, but I'm excited to make tzatziki for the very first time ever in my life. And I think it's just a healthy option on the meal plan that I'm excited to add on. So then a ham and beans skillet, which originally it was actually a sausage and beans skillet, but I don't have sausage on hand right now this month, and so I do have a ham on hand. And so I thought I would do a ham and beans skillet, and then also a recipe that I loved last month was ham and rice broccoli skillet. And I think that's a casserole. And my husband told me, honey, if you can make this ham, rice, broccoli casserole thing again, I would be very happy. And so I said, absolutely, because it was easy and it was delicious and it was really healthy. So good stuff there. Now, the next one is actually I found from Lynett Yoder, who is a Mennonite YouTuber, and she posts a lot of cooking videos, a lot of home renovation videos. She always likes to share some common Amish recipes that may not be common to the fellow American. And so I appreciate just kind of that variety of learning new cultural things. And so she said that in the Amish community that they make these things called haystacks. And so I am going to link the recipe below, but basically it's kind of more of a Mexican thing. You just put like taco meat on the bottom, rice, a queso sauce on top, and then you just load it up. It's called haystacks because you literally stack on top of the meat on your plate, like lettuce, tomato, everything, crushed up tortilla chips. Like, you should watch her videos on it. I'll definitely put a link below on one of her videos that she talks about that. But it looked pretty good, and she's mentioned it multiple times. It's supposedly a favorite in her family's. And then I remember months and months and months back, I mentioned a bang bang shrimp pasta. I've never made bang bang sauce. I don't think I loved it over pasta because it does have a mayonnaise taste because it uses mayonnaise, and I just couldn't get past the fact that that was on pasta. That's like my Italian roots coming out where I'm like, that does not belong on pasta. So this time we're gonna be trying bang bang shrimp rice bowls because my husband really loved the bang bang shrimp, and I was like, well, let's make it work. Let's do a rice bowl instead. And it has lots of vegetables, and I'm excited to try it. I'm like picking up this boy and bouncing him, just keeping him content during this video because he is just wanting to feed. But I'm like, dude, you can hang on for a couple more minutes. Just a couple more minutes. I just can't believe he's 3 months old though. Like, that just is crazy to me. Let's keep rolling on. So then we're gonna do a honey sesame chicken over rice with asparagus. And I'm excited to kind of get good at some more Asian dishes because I feel like for a long time, I really only knew how to do stir fry with Yoshida's sauce, and I need to step up my game. All right, and then finally, the last one I found on Pinterest was the white chicken lasagna soup. That one doesn't have a red sauce base. It has a kind of just a regular brothy base. So I'm excited to try it. Now, that was found on Pinterest. Tried and true recipes that you're saving on Pinterest that are gonna be already there in your library are gonna be helpful to pick from every single month. A few weeks ago, I posted a video on how I've been super into Buy Nothing Facebook groups, and I am only on one actually. On that Facebook page, somebody posted, hey, I have all these cookbooks. If anybody wants them, pick the ones that you want and let me know. And I told her like the ones I wanted, and within a couple days I got them. Free cookbooks, guys. If you want like free access to good cookbooks, Buy Nothing groups could possibly help you out. People have so many cookbooks in their kitchen that they never use. I'm sure somebody would want to part with one. And then also going to the library and checking out books. You don't even have to check them out, honestly. I went to play with my son at the library, and I just strolled down the cookbook aisle, and I got to find like Hope's Table, which again, with like the Mennonite YouTubers that I watch Megan Fox Unlocked, I watch Lynett Yoder, I watch This Golden Hour, and all of them mention this cookbook, Hope's Table. And I was just curious, like, if I'm gonna buy this cookbook, I wanna know if it's good. And truly, after like the whole Buy Nothing experience and looking at cookbooks at the library, I feel like I'm probably never gonna buy a cookbook because I feel like with all the resources online and all the books that are available for free, I just feel like I have what I need. So he's like peeking over. He wants to be part of this video. I just can't believe that I can hold him like this and he's supporting his head. Like, that's wild to me. You're growing so big now. So you can look at the library. This one's called Healthy Eating, Let's Cook. This one is called Picnics by Barbara Scott Goodman. And then this one that I'm actually like so excited about is Italian Cooking. And this one is by Veronica Sperling and Christine McFadden. And anyway, I'm just like really excited to dive into these cookbooks and find new recipes. So looking at Pinterest, going through books, there's so many ways that you can find recipes. And then of course, go on my meal planning playlist, because my meal planning playlist has months and months and months of whole month meal plans. So each month I have 25 new ideas. You could be getting over 100 meal ideas by looking at my meal planning playlist. So check out those videos and those description boxes to see all the links, and then go on your Pinterest and pin them. Again, if you don't have a Pinterest, I don't know why. You should do it because it's free and you can store all of your recipes there. So I have a Pinterest board, and then under that Pinterest board with all of my dinner items, I have like beef recipes, chicken recipes, Mexican recipes, Italian recipes, and then you can separate it out. So then let's say if you know that you have a lot of venison in the freezer, you can click on the beef recipes or the venison recipes, and you can figure out maybe some ideas that you can use. And so if you're going to have a Pinterest, I would say organize it well, because if you organize it well, then you're gonna want to use it. If it's unorganized and everything is all over the place, then you're probably not gonna be very quick to use it. Those are all the ways that I like to make my meal plan for each month. And so hopefully it allows you guys to do the same a lot easier. And I hope that this month meal plan that I created, that you can check out in the description box below, is helpful to you. And let me know if you're going to be using any of those recipes. I've been hearing from a few of you that you are doing a whole month meal plan at a time. Some of you have told me that you have been doing it for quite a long time and that it has made such a difference, because when you're doing a week meal plan, that's great, but that means that 4 times a month, or maybe even 5, you're having to sit down and put together a meal plan, when really you could just sit down once and get that whole meal plan done. I definitely encourage it. You're like swinging your head around. You're a strong boy. Are you? Yeah, you're a strong boy. Are you wanting to say hi? So I'm so encouraged to hear that some of you are trying it at home for yourself and that it has made such a difference in your own home. And yeah, just comment below, let me know any recipes that I shared that you are going to be adding to your meal plan, and I hope that you have a wonderful month. See you next time. Bye.